All right, let's dive into one of Saki's absolute classics, The Lumber Room. And this is so much more than just a story about a naughty kid. It's really this brilliant, subtle war between a child's incredible imagination and the rigid, stuck-in-her-ways authority of his aunt.
And it all starts with this one line. Right from the get-go, we know our hero, Nicholas, is different. He's not just whining. The story calls him a skilled tactician. He's just backed his aunt into a corner by proving her wrong about something she was absolutely certain of. And this little win? It's just the opening shot in a much bigger battle.
So, how did we even get here? Well, the whole thing kicks off with what seems like a silly fight at the breakfast table. Nicholas says there's a frog in his bowl. The adults, of course, say that's impossible. Now, sure, he put it there himself, but that's not the point. The real point is that he's just proven that the older, wiser, and better people, as they call themselves, can be completely, totally wrong.
And the stakes for this little act of rebellion are laid out right away. For his sin, Nicholas gets his punishment. No trip to the beach. For the other, more obedient kids, there's a big reward. The whole day is set up like a game, with very clear winners and losers.
Now, his opponent, the aunt, she is not just some random guardian. She is a force to be reckoned with. But here's her weakness. She has, and I love this phrase, immense powers of concentration, but only on a few very simple ideas. It's that mix of pure stubbornness and zero imagination that Nicholas is about to use against her, because she just completely underestimates what he's capable of.
Okay, so the battle moves into its next phase. For Nicholas, this punishment isn't the end of the story. Nope, for him, it's an opportunity. The fight is no longer about the breakfast table. It's about the whole house.
The aunt, in her very predictable way, makes her next move. She figures she knows exactly what Nicholas wants, to sneak into the gooseberry garden. So, she forbids it. Simple. In her mind, she's just shut him down. She's created a new rule, a new wall to keep him in line.
But this is where we see just how clever Nicholas is. He's playing chess while she is playing checkers. He knows she's going to obsess over that gooseberry garden, so he creates this whole big show of trying to get in. It's a total diversion, and while she's standing guard, so sure that she's outsmarted him, he slips away to go after the real prize.
And you've got to understand the difference here. The gooseberry garden? That's boring. It's a stale delight, something he's seen a million times. But the lumber room? That's different. That's an unknown land, a place of mystery that's been locked away from him. That is the real treasure he's after.
So he finds the key, turns the lock, and steps into what is basically his own secret kingdom, a place where all the forgotten junk from the adult world becomes something truly magical.
I mean, just look at what he finds in there. These aren't just objects. They're doorways to stories. A teapot shaped like a duck, a box covered in mythical creatures, a book filled with amazing birds. To his aunt, this is all just useless clutter gathering dust. To Nicholas, it's a whole universe waiting to be explored.
But the real jewel in the crown is the tapestry. To anyone else, it's just a picture of a hunting scene. But Nicholas's imagination just brings it to life. He sees the story happening. He's not just looking at a hunter and a stag. He sees the wolves coming in the distance. He's counting the dogs. He can feel the tension. A whole new story is happening right in front of him.
Just as he's completely lost in this world, reality comes crashing back in, and in the most unexpected and frankly hilarious way possible. The whole power dynamic is about to get flipped on its head.
His daydream is shattered by his aunt screaming his name. You see, she's realized he's been quiet for way too long, which is always suspicious. She's abandoned her post to come looking for him.
And here is the punchline. This is just perfect. In her single-minded obsession with enforcing this dumb rule about the gooseberry garden, she has managed to trap herself. Her own narrow focus literally became her prison. So, Nicholas strolls onto the scene, and his response is pure gold. He doesn't disobey, he doesn't gloat, he just calmly uses her own rigid logic right back at her. She told him not to go in the garden, and by golly, he is going to obey that rule no matter what. And then he just escalates it. It is so brilliant. He takes all those moral lessons she's probably hammered into his head about the evil one and turns them into a weapon. He's not being disobedient. He's being virtuous. He's making it impossible for her to argue with him without undermining everything she's ever taught him.
And this is it, the final checkmate. The aunt gets desperate, and she tries to bribe him with strawberry jam. But Nicholas, with his razor-sharp memory, knows she'd already banned jam for tea that day. He catches her in a flat-out lie, and that's all the proof he needs. He gleefully declares her the evil one and just walks away, the clear winner, totally in the right.
So, as the day comes to a close, the battle is over. And the results? Well, they're not at all what the aunt or anyone else probably expected.
I mean, just look at the scoreboard. It's a complete reversal. The good kids who got the reward trip, they had a miserable time. The powerful aunt, she suffered a pretty humiliating defeat. And Nicholas, he's quiet. He's content. His mind is just buzzing with everything he discovered in that lumber room.
You see, his real victory wasn't just about outsmarting his aunt. His victory was that he won the freedom to live inside his own incredible, imaginative world. While everyone else is complaining about how bad their day was, Nicholas is still inside that tapestry, playing out the story in his head.
And in the end, that's what it all comes down to, right? It leaves you with this one big question. Who is really the prisoner here? The person who is physically stuck in a water tank for 35 minutes, or the person who is permanently stuck inside a mind that has no room for imagination?